Mm,
It's my friend Sarah's husband's, Doug's 60th birthday.
right.
And so they had planned to go like an hour and a half north of here on the coast to a lovely little seaside town. I think actually kind of a posh seaside town, because that's how
Nice.
they roll. And they'd
Mm-hmm.
rented a 3-bedroom house and, with places to go hiking and stuff near the coast. So,
Yeah,
so we
nice.
drive up tomorrow and we're there for a week, a full week.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
And are you going to be working some of that time, or is it all
No, I took the
vacation?
whole week off. I mean, I think I might do a couple of meetings
Yeah,
and a
yeah, yeah,
few, but
yeah.
no, but for the most part, yeah, really trying to take the time off. No excuses.
So are things like open there, or are you just gonna like bring up food and cook up there, or what?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, although because the weather's nice here, of course you can just be outdoors a lot. Um,
Yeah, nice.
so that's nice, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, good. Oh, lovely.
Oh, I
Oh,
know. And I just feel so grateful to be here with her and see her kids, which is like what I've always dreamed of. She's got twin
yeah,
6-year-olds,
yeah,
and it's
yeah.
just nice to
Are
be.
they really cute? They must be adorable, are they?
Um, they're adorable and extremely like screamy and
Yeah,
um
yeah.
yeah, they're not, they're very creative and they're not so naughty, and like,
Mm, mm,
misbehaved, but they
yeah,
just are like super screamy.
yeah,
I
really.
don't even
Yeah.
really know how else to say it, but
Yeah, yeah. I
it's
think
just like
also,
always chaos.
yeah,
Even when
yeah,
it's
yeah,
not really chaos, it just feels like everybody's
yeah,
yelling and there's a
yeah.
dog, and her husband is also like very
Mm,
chatty.
mm, mm, mm.
Like, mhm,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
so.
Well, of course, you're so used to a quiet household now as
Yeah.
well, right? And it's like these things, I'm sure, kind of,
Yeah, it's even
seem,
more jarring. I mean, I just
yeah,
kind of like, I mean, you know me, Rosalind, I just kind of like jump in and go with the
yeah,
flow,
yeah,
right? But
yeah, yeah, yeah. But I mean, if it's been a long time since we've had, screamy kids in the house, and I think
yeah,
it's not that your tolerance changes. You just suddenly aware of the noise. I don't think when you've small kids, you're ever aware
of how
of the
much noise there
noise. And
is.
yeah, it gets to you sometimes, but
I
it's
mean,
just
I think
constant, right?
I think my kids just weren't that kind of kids. Like my kids
That
were
kind of noise.
relatively calm, yeah. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know. Chris is
yeah.
showing us something. How many inches you got there?
Well, maybe 4, but I mean, are you guys like talking about your kids like mine are better than the other? Is that what I came
No,
in
no,
on?
no,
No,
definitely not.
I'm staying with my friends who have kids, and
Uh,
I'm explaining what it's like to be with twin 6-year-olds
oh,
Someone
and a
else's.
puppy and a puppy.
li-
Oh my gosh.
a little chaos.
It's very chaotic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very
Well,
chaotic.
it is very interesting. This is the snow when you mention it.
Oh, wow.
So
That's
pretty.
amazing.
Yeah, that is
And
pretty.
then it's,
I just went
I
out
don't
for the
know. We're supposed to get another 4 or
Oh,
5
it's
inches, I think,
so
Mary.
beautiful. Oh,
Yeah.
it's so gorgeous.
Look at how big your yard is.
We are pretty lucky. We have almost an acre.
Wow.
We don't
Oh,
own it all.
so
There's
good.
a view without the window.
That's
nice.
So
amazing. Oh,
Yeah, my
wow.
deck is completely covered.
Have you got snow as well, Mary? Yeah,
Yeah.
obviously. Yeah, 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 yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I had to go out twice today.
What?
Abby had an appointment at Kaiser this morning, and we made it. And then I was supposed to get my second shot at 1:45, my second COVID vaccine. And as we're pulling back out, both times the driveway was completely covered up by the time we drove back out.
Wow.
Oh,
And then we drove back in and it was the tracks were completely covered again. So it's coming down. It kind of slowed a little bit. I think it's raining now.
It's
But-
not raining here. So it's
Well,
fine. I'm further east than she is. So what we're getting is like a wind from the eastern Oregon gorge. So it's blowing in. So it's colder where I'm at than it is closer to Portland and south, as you go in and south. I mean, it's been snowing since, I don't know, about 1 yesterday, 2.
Wow.
Yeah, it just, I mean, it's
Super
still
windy.
coming down now, but it's, when we got back, we were gonna build a snowman because we got about 3 blocks away and I said, I should probably call and just make sure that they're not closed.
Yeah.
Because our doctor's appointment was not closed this morning and they canceled the weekend for the vaccines, but they hadn't canceled the today. And so we got 2 blocks away and called and they said, yep, everything's closed. I'm like,
Oh, no.
no.
Oh,
Oh.
no. Shoot.
Well,
Turned around, came home, and we're gonna build a snow dog.
Oh.
we don't have any way to handle snow here really in Portland. I mean, there's a few salt trucks
didn't have
and
a way we
plows,
can-
but if you're on
Yeah.
any back road, it's.
So
like a-
everybody's like, no, yeah.
Well, people don't know
It's
how to
funny when
drive
you're
it.
from areas from snow and then it's like an inch and the whole city is gridlock.
Yeah, but this
Right,
is,
well, I grew up in New York and I know how to drive in it. I don't drive in it here unless I absolutely have to
Mhm.
because of everybody else. And
yeah,
Because
Plus
people
there's
can't-
more-
'cause people
least
just
my
don't, you don't get it that
experience
often,
here is
or
is the ice.
yeah,
because you don't get it that often.
No, and then there's, I mean, because you have elevation, you could be, you know, where it's snow and then or it's wet and then you go up in elevation, even like 300 feet and it turns to ice.
Right.
My
Yeah.
first winter here was that experience. I lived up on a hill, just like 300 feet up. And I would go out running and it was raining there and I'd go up to like 900 feet and run in the snow and, or people would try to leave to go to work. And it's like ice all the way down to basically sea level on the hills. And they're just sliding down the hills. Like, okay, that's a different, I don't know what New York was like. Michigan's pretty flat. I mean, there's some hills, but you
Mhm.
just have to have momentum.
Mhm.
It's,
well, yeah, there's a lot of hills where in New York, but they also have snow tires and plows and, you know, people are used to driving it.
same thing in Michigan. The roads are more maintained in the winter.
Yeah,
It's cool. It's beautiful.
it is. So it's so peaceful.
And, you know, by Monday or Tuesday, it'll all be gone.
And so Mary, did you actually build a snowman?
We are going out after this.
Mm.
We just got back and we're gonna, yep, I got all my layers on.
Rosaline's family, the last time it snowed in Oxford, you did the Bernie snowman, right?
We
Fun.
did-
It must have been right after the Bernie on the bench thing. It was like the Bernie snowman.
Did you take a picture? I want to see it.
Yeah. I'm gonna try and share it with you now. Hang on, where is it?
Awesome.
It's really funny.
Yeah, but it's funny. It's been snowing again this week, but Scotland's like covered in it. Looks beautiful, but we've got none down here at all.
Mm.
So it's kind of unusual to get that far south in England, isn't it? I mean, that's not a.
Yeah.
really-
Yeah, the east Wales and some of the east coast have it too, but not. I'm just trying to find it on my desktop. I went and cleaned up my computer a few days ago. I might have deleted it from my.
Yeah, my brother in outside of Amsterdam said that they got a pretty good load.
Yeah, I think a lot of Europe seems to be covered in it, but it's the coldest in the UK since 1995. This is the coldest it's been,
Wow.
which I find amazing. 'Cause I haven't found it that cold, but mainly because I haven't gone out that much. I mean, I've gone out for a walk, but you know, when I used to commute to London or when I had to go into work here in Oxford, I was having to, you know, go in on the bus and get off the bus. I was outside probably more. Whereas now, if it doesn't look very nice, I can just stay indoors.
You were
So
also living without heat for a while, so you probably got a little acclimated to
maybe,
little
but
chillier.
oh my God, it's so much nicer working from home in winter, I have to say.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Than commuting.
Yeah. I don't know if you must all feel the same, right? It's, you know, that extra time in the mornings to pootle around. And I can't find the Bernie picture, but for tomorrow I'll send it. I'll definitely send it to everybody next week. It's
Awesome.
I think I
Dawn
took it off my.
send you or show you I can't remember if we showed her dad and his Bernie pose.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, you did. Him in the chair with his mittens on. Did you sent it around on text? I don't know if Rosalie was on that one.
Oh,
No, I don't think I was. Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
yeah.
And Mary, I
took
guess your electricity came back on. Yesterday, Mary's electricity was out.
It did. It kicked me off. I don't know why. I mean, mid-sentence, and I was sending something, and then all of a sudden it went off, and I thought, well, it's not even worth getting back on. So,
Mhm.
and then it was maybe half an hour, and I had just gotten to find the place to check on outages, and it came back on. So
And what was the cause? Just.
who knows? Probably it was pretty windy.
It was windy
and,
yesterday, yeah.
just really cold. So I don't know, but I had just started doing a lot of cooking because my daughter came home, and I had just like put a couple things in, turned the oven on, and then I heard this click, and I thought, that's weird. And then nothing. And I had just said to myself, oh, it's
But
so
you
nice.
actually heard a click?
I did. Yeah.
'Cause that's often like the power breaker or the circuit breaker.
Right.
Yeah.
And of course I walked downstairs without my phone or anything, and to look at if there was a breaker, that had broken,
Mhm.
and it's in the dark. So of course I couldn't see it. So
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it windy there at your house, Mary?
not bad now. It was very windy last night.
Yeah, it's still pretty windy here. I'm guessing it's still 15 to 20 mile per hour. But we were like 25, 30 mile per hour gusts out here. I mean, to the point where you could feel the house,
Yeah.
sound in the
Yeah.
house. Just because we're closer to the gorge, it's pretty
Yeah.
interesting out here.
So how far out of Portland are you, Chris?
I don't know, maybe 6 miles. We're still in Multnomah County, which is Portland, but we're on the far east side of Portland proper.
Right.
So is that more Estacada?
Yeah, we're close to we're if you went to Clackamas, Kaiser, we're like
No, we went to
136. No, so we're from Kate's. Let me put it this way, because you probably know where Kate's at.
Mhm.
If you were to take on her street and drive due east, we're about 100 blocks east of her, which is 5 miles, and then she's a couple miles from downtown Portland.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So
When you say
So we're
100
not-
blocks, is it all grid? Is that part of town all grid?
yeah, east side is. It's
Oh,
the
wow.
streets aren't continuous
Right.
because they're like dead end, and then like we live on Mitchell. She lives on Mitchell,
Mm-hmm.
and we live literally 1 block south of Mitchell, all the way out here.
But 100 blocks east.
Yeah, but you cannot drive either one of those.
Right, just straight through.
No. Yeah, they're just broken up. It's
Interesting.
kind of weird.
Interesting.
The west side of Portland is not, I mean, that's not grid at all over there. I don't know that side very well, but this side's more grid-like. So. Which is good for for directions.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is. Yes, it is.
Detroit area, very easy. People say, how do you get lost in Detroit? I'm like, how do you get lost in Detroit? It's like, we started
1
like,
mile, 2 miles, 3 miles, 4
Yeah, it's
miles,
just like,
5 miles.
okay, now you've got the miles. It's so grid like the major roads. There's not even,
Yeah.
there's some roads that are not, they basically design it coming out of downtown Detroit like a spoke of a wheel. So there are like 5 major avenues that go out like a spoke of a wheel. cut
Right.
Right through all the whole grid pattern, but everything else is grid.
Mm. And is one of them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like first,
Oh,
second,
no.
third?
Actually, the numbers are due east-west. Mile roads are east-west, and then
Mm.
north-south are just different names of people and things.
But it
In our
is 1
DC
mile,
area,
1
there,
mile,
that
2 miles,
there,
3 miles, right?
oh, sorry, Mary.
Sorry.
Yeah,
I just remember when my ex-husband lived, he grew up there, and I remember going, it was like, I'm used to New York City, so some things make sense in cities, but it was he's like, oh yeah, go down to 1 mile. I'm like, wait, 1 mile, how far? He goes, no, to 1 mile. That's the name of the road. 1 mile, 2
Which is
miles,
interesting.
3
I
miles, 4 miles.
I know there's a 6th and a 5th mile, but I don't know 1, 2, 3. I don't, maybe in a very small portion of Detroit proper, but I'm not familiar with those
Mm.
lower numbers.
Mhm.
You know, I've driven in Detroit proper, but I don't, but most of it goes like from 4th all the way up to 33rd. And then somewhere way north of the Detroit suburbs, it changed into names again.
Mm.
We don't number streets or roads the way you guys do it all.
Yeah.
We don't have any 4th, 5th, 6th Avenue. Oh, go out, dog.
Mm. I was gonna
Yeah.
say in DC,
Okay.
in my area and in DC, the roads that are parallel to one another go by alphabet. So they
Mhm.
have like, it's like Abernathy, Bridge Street, you know, so it goes up that way. So if you kind of know when you're driving, if you see, you know, oh, I need to go up to, you know, Sherwood or something, then you know how far you are.
And
Well, it's
they-
funny
At
in
least you know you're
Portland,
going in the right direction.
And downtown Portland has
Yeah.
the same thing. They're east-west roads. And some of them come out this way a little way, but they start at A.
Oh,
and
they
work
start
up to-
alphabet? Oh,
Yeah, up
But
to,
that's like, it's weird
V.
because the 4 quadrants are the Northwest, it's all alphabetical,
Mhm.
but none of the other quadrants are alphabetical.
Inner southeast has still got some of those roads like Burnside and Cooch. Those come across a little ways into the southeast.
Hmm.
Not very far though.
Burnside, yes, because that's the
Yeah.
division of north-south, but yeah, none of the others. I don't know.
Yeah,
Not the way they are
no,
truly
definitely.
alphabetical in
No.
Northwest. Yeah.
No.
It's like a
I
little
thought that
bit
was, I thought that was unique to our area for some reason.
No, you're giving too much credit to people. They're not that original. We're gonna name things by numbers or letters and like,
I
I
guess
just don't want
so.
the letter A Avenue. Let's call it Abercrombie.
Well, who was just telling us, it must have been you, Chris, about Portland getting its name from a flip of a coin?
Yeah, Lovejoy and Pettigrew, which are 2 of the alphabet streets in downtown Portland.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Rosaline, you just got frozen with a big yawn on your face.
are you frozen now?
Hmm. I got what?
You,
I think
you got a little bit frozen with when you had a yawn.
Oh no,
You're knackered, huh?
I'm knackered. It says my internet connection is unstable, a bit
Uh-huh.
like myself at the moment. So I don't know.
Maybe
go
we
ahead
should get
Don't
going
need
before she
anything.
falls asleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's been bad all day actually.
You've had a long week, yeah, Ro? Sounds like you've had a long week.
Yeah, that was a hard week. I don't know what
Yeah,
it
it
was.
sounds
One of
like it.
those Beatles 8 days.
8 days
Yeah,
a
and
week.
just
Yeah.
yeah, work was, and it was just work. I hardly went out for a walk all week, and
Mm.
yeah, I feel completely wiped out now.
Yeah. Okay, well, we can go ahead and get going then. Because I know you've wanted to be here.
Yeah, I did. I'm sorry for missing.
And you
so
know,
much.
Kate and Dana are away for the weekend. And
Nice.
how's the weather where they are, Chris?
Probably a couple feet of snow.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
A couple feet?
yeah, I'm sure. And the Cascades, when it's like this, they get a foot. That's what they're calling for, a couple feet of snow up there.
Oh my gosh,
So-
that must be so much fun. And also they must be nervous they're not going to be able to get back.
Those as long as they get to the highway, and I'm assuming they have 4-wheel and chains and all that they'll be okay. They
Mhm.
just won't be able to drive as fast. Because the major highways, they keep pretty clear.
And where are they
Oh.
staying?
So a place called Black Butte, it's a beautiful area. It's a beautiful mountain. It's out on the way to Bend with Central Oregon.
Mm.
Black Butte. I'm gonna
Yeah.
look that up. We should text Kate and tell her to send us a picture.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
definitely.
Yeah, I'm sure they have, I mean, they had snow probably even before this, but well, the other thing is they're east of the Cascades, so they may not be getting as much snow as right up in the passes. go
Yeah.
get more snow, because sometimes as it goes over the mountains, that just the weather doesn't go past it. So I don't know how much they're getting
Mhm.
where they're at,
Mhm.
but so,
They left early
That's
to avoid
exciting.
what we're getting.
yeah.
Who knows if they're getting more or already
Yeah.
have it.
Okay, well, I don't have one about snow, but
I'm